Hello guys, welcome to Mishi Blue Tarot. This is Neelam and today we are going to be looking at what's happening behind the scenes for you. I have a sense of excitement when I'm doing this reading today. Alright, so let's pick your piles. Let's see. This can be in any situation, like we'll see your career or maybe your love life, whatever information wants to come through, we're going to see it. Okay. So pile 1 will be this selenite spiral. Pile 2 will be this labradorite flower. And pile 3 will be this black obsidian raw rock. Okay? So you can pause the video, look at the 3 options, go ahead and pick your pile. I'll pause for 5-6 seconds. Alright, so we'll begin with pile number 1. Hopefully I don't forget again. This one. What is happening for you behind the scenes? Pile 1. Let's see. Pile 1, what's happening behind the scenes for you? 7 of Wands. You did the right thing. This is probably a reassurance. What I'm seeing from here, if you've been resisting something, if your intuition wasn't allowing you to pursue something, you'd been resisting it, the energy I see associated with this is resistance. If you had been doing that, then you did the right thing. It's not going to be so difficult anymore. And that is what was happening for you behind the scenes. A situation in your life which was very complicated, it is not going to be as complicated now. It's not going to be as difficult for you to handle it any longer. It's not like that anymore. Things are shifting, things are changing. I see that there was some like very strong toxic energy attached to this situation. And it didn't seem very happy over here, I'm seeing. You kept putting up a face that it doesn't bother me, but it did at the back of your mind. And you are now rising up from there. It's finishing. It wasn't so easy, definitely not easy. And it's like a new start for you because you did it. I think other people saw you as very restrictive, very rigid, etc., etc. But that is not the reality. You knew that this push has to be done from your end only. You will only have to do this, and you understood this. It took you a while to understand this, but you did it. Let me just get some more cards for the world. I just saw this card. Yeah. Okay. What I see over here is, because you cleared that scene of your life, a lot of your subconscious burdens have gone from your system. And this has happened as a cause and effect kind of a thing. Like, that was the cause, and other things were the effect. Okay, what you were resisting, what you acted upon. And I think people misunderstood you over here, the way you reacted or the way you did things. But that's okay. You reacted from a place of what was needed to be done. And you didn't think that if you do this, what are people going to think of you? You just did it. And that's not wrong. Because that situation influenced you in such a harsh way. It influenced you in such a way that you really didn't know how to process things. Like, you really did not know, like, how should you move forward? What should you do? You really didn't have any idea over there that, okay, this is how I'm supposed to handle this situation. A lot of your a lot of your situations started to get influenced by these things. A lot of your life, a lot of the ways that you reacted, a lot of the ways that you did things, you started to get influenced by that particular episode. And it was important for you because the way you were reacting wasn't healthy. So you understood this. Took you a while. And maybe this is the main episode. I see this as the main. Something happened, an event or something where you actually showed up as a very strong personality who doesn't give a damn about anything, and you just reacted. Okay. So that moment happened. I can see that energy. That moment just happened. And what you went through to conduct that moment, nobody knows. It's only you who knows this. However, this has set an impression in the minds of certain people, and that doesn't matter to you. Behind the scenes of this particular event that I'm seeing was a lot of clarity. It is a lot of clarity. Because this particular standing up for yourself, or just saying something, or eliminating someone from your life, it was important because what they did to you or what happened to you in that situation influenced your way of thinking, your decision making in a very, very large way. You landed up doing wrong things, maybe entertained toxic people, maybe entertained stuff that wasn't good for you, simply. Okay? And it had become a burden subconsciously which you didn't understand. So this episode has taken you away from this burden. Suddenly you might feel the void. Okay? Like, you might feel that, okay, things, like, I think in my previous reading also I explained this concept that when you are used to burden, when you are used to complications, when you're used to seeing certain ways of being, your mind from a position of control wants to create the same situation all the time. So when you understood that it is unhealthy, so it is your duty to master your brain. And that's what you're doing, and that's what is happening behind the scenes. I think there's a lot more to unfold over here. You could be feeling you spent a lot of time to gather your energy. Okay? But it hasn't been easy. Why did this happen though? Let me see. Nine of Cups, King of Wands, the Fool. It happens so that going forward, you are able to decide. It's okay, this was just related to decision making. Paths opening up in your life, but are you choosing that path or not? This happens so that you know that the whole thing of cause and effect, basically. All right. What I'm seeing is there are certain kind of people who you always find yourself probably attracted to, or maybe you always find such people, like say in your relationships you always land up attracting indecisive people, okay, or people who just do not make you they're never sure, and that's the kind of people you always attract, okay. This happened so that you finally are able to take that decision, decision decision to know that this is what I don't want in my life. Behind the scenes, this is what was happening for you. This is what I don't want from my life. This is what I completely want to get rid of. Okay? Either you are black or you're white. The gray zone part of it had to end, which is why this was happening, and that's why this happened behind. This is what is happening behind the scenes for you. I'll just pick one card for advice. What's the advice for you going forward? You're moving from indecision to decision. You're either in the black side or the white side. The gray zone has to end. Yes. Six of Wands, Queen of Pentacles. You're choosing yourself. You're basically understanding that what side of the story is my victory, and that's the whole and it's okay, you can choose this side, that yes, I want to be in this side, and that is the side of your victory. Whatever it is, it's high time you take a stand that this is what I want, this is what I don't want. That's why this situation is happening in your life, and which is what was happening for you or is happening for you behind the scenes. Pile 1. Let me know in the comments if this resonated. That's what I have. I hope this reading helped. I used very old tarot decks of mine which were kept inside, and I just felt attracted today in the morning when I came to my room to do the morning reading. Okay, I'll see you soon. Private readings are open, so you can reach out to me. Let me know in the comments if this resonated. All right, bye-bye. Okay, so let's move to pile 2. Whoever chose this labradorite flower. Sorry. What's happening for you behind the scenes? Pile 2. What's happening behind the scenes? Pile number 2. I feel surprised that even after so much of shuffling, the same cards come out. Wow. Diablo is here. Okay, pile 2. First thing, a karmic cycle in your life is coming to an end. Now, when I say karmic cycle, this was something, a pattern that you kept following in your life that you want to hold on to. You want to, and it's the end. It has to end, and which is why I can see it that at this moment it might be feeling extremely unbearable. You know, when a pain is about to end, it reaches its peak, and then after that there's no peaking, then there's only downfall. That's the phase where you are currently with this situation. It's about taming your inner demon, maybe your dark side. Pile 2, which forced you to be a certain way. Probably somebody came in your life and made you do this, or became the catalyst for you to do this. Something like that. You also landed up making some mistakes, like probably things that you always disapproved, you landed up doing the same thing in your life, pile 2. Maybe an advice that you got from a particular person who you considered to be very important in your life. Now, that advice was something that you did not approve of, okay? But then you still followed it. You still went for it. And you landed up doing the same thing. That was karma for you to understand why do people, or if there was a person in your life highly respected by you and landed up doing that thing which you hated, that was karma for you to understand how do people land up in that situation. But there is always a choice. We always have a choice, okay? The way you pulled yourself out, or you are pulling yourself out, this person did not. So they made a choice. So there is no love or hate over here. It's just simple choice. It's simple decision making happening over here. Let me see what this is. It looks like a continuation of pile 1. Yeah. This was about letting go of someone who probably you have a strong emotional attachment with, but this person wasn't good for your sanity. Yeah. This person wasn't good for your sanity, and you understood that. Yeah, I definitely see that this was a certain kind of an attraction that you have towards certain people. Um, and they weren't good for you. Precisely, that's what I'm seeing. And which is what you had to change. And you are successfully doing that. I'm seeing that somebody who you were connected to wasn't able to do it successfully. So you had a certain opinion. But that opinion is also shifting, and that opinion shift is not very. It shouldn't come from a place of hate. You hated that person. So the lesson over here for you was also that there's no point hating this person. They just made a decision, and you are making a decision too. It was very simple. You kind of made it a little complicated in your mind. That's what I'm seeing. Okay, let me see what's happening next in this situation though. I am just curious. Pile 2, what's happening next in this situation? The sun. Yeah. So what I'm picking up from here is you're going to look at people equally now. You are going to learn to forgive people. You're also going to understand the value of patience, because you get your answers. The universe gives you all the answers when you need to know. But there's a process. The universe operates in mysterious ways. Okay? The process is a little complicated, but it's not like it's not going to happen. It had to be this way, and you're getting it. You're getting the answers. You will feel extreme. I mean, I think in the next 14 to 15 days, you'll feel very happy and confident about what you are and how you are and who you are. Okay? You feel extremely happy. One thing that you need to know, that is, I have the Empress here. That is, you're the chosen one for something. You're the chosen one to probably break a pattern. You're the chosen one. I'm hearing the word chosen one. You're the chosen one for understanding a certain way of being. Like maybe you will start that legacy. Maybe in your family or in your cycle or in your society. Maybe your purpose is very big, pile number 2. You are a legacy maker, and that is what has got you here. It's a quest from within that you always had, that yes, I want to do something offbeat. I am not going to be a mediocre person. I cannot be an average Joe. That quest has led you here. So when you say that you don't want to be an average Joe, you will have experiences which are very different, because that's what you're manifesting. Pile 2. All right? Let me know in the comments if this reading resonated. Private readings are open. Beautiful reading. You're coming out of a heavy cycle, but in a very graceful way. Okay? Take care. Talk to you soon. Bye-bye. All right, let's move to pile 3. Whoever chose this obsidian rock, whoever chose this, let's see. What is happening for you behind the scenes? Pile number 3. The problem is your expectation, pile number 3. You are expecting whatever you are expecting, where you are expecting it from is a wrong choice. Where you are currently, you will only get this. You will not get the honor that you're looking for. I'm seeing it's a battle for honor, respect. And respect will only come if you speak what you want. If you say that I want this and I'm not going to take anything lesser than that, that is honor. So how this works is, when you want something in your life, okay, you have to take conscious decisions to show that energy. Like if you want honor in your life or if you want respect in your life, you have to take certain decisions that show the energy of respect. That, okay, XYZ, whoever this person is, always takes decision in favor of her or his honor. You're not doing that. And then you feel disrespected and not honored enough to be in this situation. What you think of this situation is an illusion, for sure. I can see that. You think that this can change. You think that this can convert. It's the mind constant, like too much psychology I don't want to get into in tarot, because I've had read comments of people thinking that I have limiting belief system, but no. I have just counseled and spoken to so many people that now I know the reason why people react in certain ways. I mean, I can give percentages, I can give stats for that. So it's not coming from a place of limiting belief. It's about why you, I mean, when I know that if I touch a hot iron, I'll burn my hand, if I still go and do it, there's something wrong with me. People call it adventure. People call, no, I'm a risk taker. But will a risk taker go and die? No, right? And if you feel a kick out of going and trying things where you will die, it's not called adventure. It's called foolishness. And in life, if you know that, okay, this situation, I mean, any Tom, Dick and Harry will be able to see that, okay, this situation is not honoring me. I'd rather move away. Why will I ask for honor? But if I have an unhealed mind, driven by trauma and driven by choices that are coming from a place of trauma, I will go and keep knocking on that door. I'll keep trying that, hey, listen, give me honor. I want honor only from you. You will have to honor me. Please do that. And you'll keep trying. Okay? Now, that usually happens because of trauma. And trauma is a big word. Now, when I say trauma, it's usually childhood trauma. Most of the time, not generalizing, not stereotyping, but most of the time, because I can only say a certain percentage, because different people have different stories. Wherever you see yourself trying too hard with a person, probably that particular figure resembles a figure in your life who was there in your childhood and was behaving in the same way. Go back and think. Most of you will get an answer over there. And the way you felt with that person trying, and the way you felt with that person, hey, listen, I want to try, usually a parent, mother or father, you find yourself feeling the same way. And the brain wants to recreate that situation in your life, because that's what you've seen growing up. So suddenly if I remove that, your brain feels empty, and we all want to think. Let's see a little more. It is like all three piles seem to be a continuation of one after the other. Your pattern or your cycle is this. You have to leave this. You have to let go of this way of being. It is important. And it can't happen if you be too soft with yourself. That's, I mean, at least for pile 3, that's the solution. You have to speak up. You have to stop thinking who's going to think what about the situation. Just do it, because you have to. I'm sorry. And there is no other choice. But let's see, what do you have to do? I see that you have to put up a fight, or you have to stand up for yourself. And that is where you're changing your karma. You're changing the demon side of things that you have to fight. What exactly do you have to do, pile 3? Yeah. With the help of your strong-willed nature, which you have to say no to something. That's what I'm seeing. How much ever tempting it might seem, how much ever exciting it might seem, you have to say no to something. That's what you need to do. And that is probably the first step. Or maybe you're already getting what I'm saying. You've already started to feel it. But you have to take that necessary step over here is what I'm seeing. So yes, you're getting there. You're getting to that place. You're trying. You are getting closer to understanding that what is the problem exactly. You feel a certain sense of a problem, but maybe you just don't know what action you're supposed to take. So you're getting there. Pretty much this is what I can pick up. And what's happening behind the scenes is this situation is basically triggering you to take a certain kind of an action. All right? All right, pile 3. Let me know in the comments if this resonated, okay? Private readings are open, so you can reach out to me and let me know how this reading fitted in your situation. Take care, and I will talk to you soon. Bye-bye.